Welcome to Women Igniting Change, the place to be for women leaders and decision makers who are passionate about changing the world and determined to act. I'm your host, Robbin Jorgensen, former corporate executive, global speaker, and founder and CEO of Women Igniting Change. Let's dive in. Hello, changemakers. Welcome back to the Women Igniting Change podcast. Today, we're diving into something really impactful, creating a theory of change model around your social impact. Now, I know it sounds a little bit technical, but trust me, it is an amazing tool for anyone looking to make a real difference in the world. So we're going to break it down step by step. And we've also added a PDF in the show notes that you can use to follow along as you listen to the recording. So let's start with what is a theory of change model to begin with. So a theory of change model helps you in a snapshot identify what you're actually going to achieve. So it can be seen as both a process, which it is, it's a 7-step process, and also a product. So it's kind of like a roadmap that helps you articulate the changes that you want to make in the world and how you plan to achieve it. So it links your activities to your outcomes and makes it really clear how and why your program will be effective. So this approach takes into account the context of your program and the stakeholders that you're going to be working with along the way. And it's a dynamic framework that's going to evolve as you implement, research, and evaluate your work. So if you went to Google and looked up theory of change model, you are literally going to see hundreds and hundreds of different versions of what this could look like. The one that we chose to use is simple and it's easy because we just wanted something to be able to walk you through 7 key steps. So again, go down to the show notes below and download your PDF so you can follow along as we go through the steps. So I'm going to walk you through each of the steps individually. And then you'll see in your PDF, you're also going to see at the end of that some examples from other organizations that range from really simple to vastly complex. So you're welcome to use the 7-step model that I'm going to walk you through or anything in between. So first, let's start with why it's so crucial to create a theory of change model to begin with when you want to affect any type of social change in the world. So this helps you in several ways. First of all, it tells a common story. So this ensures that everyone involved in your social impact understands the big picture and where their individual efforts fit in. And it also brings together really diverse perspectives. So you can gather insights from different stakeholders as you're creating this. Some of them may be the individuals or the people that you actually want to serve, include them in the process and get their input as well. And it identifies critical pathways of change. So this highlights risks and assumptions that you might be making, and it helps you think through strategically about the effectiveness of your overall program. Now, this is going to take you a little bit to put together, but if you follow the steps we're about to walk through and give yourself the time to think through each step, you are going to be amazed at what comes out on the other side. All right, so let's walk through the 7 steps of creating a theory of change model. And we're going to use the example of a program aimed at reducing food insecurity in a community. So step 1 are identifying the root causes. So first we need to understand the root causes of the problem that you're looking to address. So food insecurity might be driven by systemic issues like poverty, unemployment, or a lack of access to healthy foods. And even if these causes are beyond the immediate reach of the program that we're discussing, it's important to acknowledge them. For instance, in many communities, poverty is a significant root cause of food insecurity. People might not have enough money to buy nutritious food regularly. Unemployment can also contribute to this issue. So stable jobs often provide the financial security needed to afford healthy meals. So additionally, in some areas known as food deserts, they lack access to grocery stores that sell fresh produce, and they force the residents in that community to rely on convenience stores that have limited healthy options. So that's step 1, are the root causes. All right, so step 2 is to identify the needs. So these can be framed as problems or deficits that your social impact is going to address. So for our food insecurity program, the need might be that many families in the community, they don't have reliable access to nutritious meals. And alternatively, we could frame the need positively by focusing on boosting community resilience and self-sufficiency. So in our example, the need could be articulated as the lack of access to affordable, nutritious food. That is the need. That might manifest in high rates of diet-related health issues, such as obesity or diabetes within the community. You could also frame the need around the community's potential, like harnessing local agricultural knowledge to grow fresh produce, and then boosting resilience and self-sufficiency from that. So that's step 2. Step 3 are resources. These are the inputs into your social impact. So think about the resources that you're going to need. So this could include the type and the number of staff or volunteers, training requirements, potential equipment, facilities, ancillary services like transportation. So really thinking through what are the resources that you're going to need and that are going to be required in order for you to put this social change in place. So for our example, for the program, we might need a community kitchen. We might need nutritionists, volunteer coordinators, and transportation to deliver food. So specifically, you might need a team of nutritionists to design healthy meal plans and volunteers to help prepare and distribute those meals with our given example. And in that example, you'd also need a facility like a community kitchen that had the necessary appliances and utensils. And transportation resources are going to be essential for delivering those meals to those individuals that cannot come to the kitchen. You also might need funding or donations to support these resources. So partnerships with local communities and businesses and grants could also be really key. All right, so that's step 3. Step 4 are activities. These are your outputs. These are the specific actions that you are going to take. So for our food insecurity program, this might include organizing weekly community meals, running nutrition workshops, and setting up maybe a community garden. And each of these activities serves a specific purpose. So those weekly community meals, they can provide immediate relief to those experiencing food insecurity and foster that sense of community. The nutrition workshops could educate participants about healthy eating habits, cooking techniques, budgeting for groceries, and setting up a community garden can really offer a sustainable source of fresh produce and involve the community in growing their own food, which is both empowering and educational. So that's step 4. Step 5 are implementation outcomes. These are the changes that result from the interventions for practitioners, organizations, and systems. So for example, this could be increased capacity of local organizations to address food insecurity or improved collaboration among community stakeholders. After implementing our program, we also might see that local organizations have been able to develop better infrastructure for food distribution or more efficient supply chains or better volunteer coordination. So this is all around the key organizations and stakeholders involved. So community stakeholders like schools, churches, local businesses, they also might start working more closely together and have that collaboration where they're pooling resources and expertise to tackle food insecurity more effectively. So these outcomes are crucial as they lay the groundwork for the program's sustainability and scalability. So thinking through what those are for you is going to be really key in driving that social change forward for you. Step 6 are mechanisms of change. So these are the internal changes within the beneficiaries, like cognitive, attitudinal, emotional, mental state changes. So these are the people that you want to affect change for. So for our food insecurity program, a mechanism of change could be that the participants gain knowledge about healthy eating habits. They develop a positive attitude toward cooking nutritious meals. So this step is all about transformation that happens within the individuals that you're helping. So again, for our example, through the nutrition workshops, participants might learn how to cook healthy meals on a budget. They may change their perception of even what's possible within the limited resources that they have. They might also feel more confident and empowered to take control of their dietary choices. So these internal changes are critical because they drive the long-term success of your program by encouraging sustained behavior. And then step 7 are outcomes. So finally, we get to the long-term outcomes of this social change that you're looking to put out into the world. So these are the sustainable behaviors and practices that lead to tangible transformation. So for our example, this might mean that families consistently have access to healthy food that lead to an overall health and well-being within the community. In the long term, we could aim to see families adopting healthier eating habits, experiencing better health outcomes, such as reduced rates of obesity and diabetes. And we could also hope to see a more resilient community where individuals are empowered to contribute to food insecurity efforts, whether by growing their own food or participating in community initiatives or advocating for policy change that may improve access to nutritious food. So that's step 7. And there you have it. So that is how you go about creating a theory of change model in a nutshell. This was short and sweet, but you do have that PDF as well. Please download that and follow along as you create this. And again, we want to hear from you. So as you're mapping out your 7-step theory of change model, shoot us an email to support@womenignitingchange. And if you have any questions, we are absolutely here to help you. So I hope this helps you in making a difference in your community and in the world. And we will see you back here next week. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Women Igniting Change. I know creating change matters to you. If you enjoy what we talk about on the show, please take one action today and share it with someone who could benefit from listening. Until next time, keep standing up and speaking out for what matters.